Hey, V. All right, girl. I got a couple questions for you. Hi, Viola. One, have you ever considered directing? You'd be amazing. Would you ever direct yourself?
I understand that people do that with great affinity, like Denzel Washington does it. But I would consider that to be the most miserable experience. But if I saw something extraordinarily, that I felt extraordinary passion for, right now, I'm gonna be honest, I want a definitive movie that just really, really shows a great emotional journey for a woman of color, or for women of color. I want our promising young woman, our Clute, our Alice doesn't live there anymore, our Kramer versus Kramer, something that really blows the lid off of how we function, how we live, who we are, without hair, the makeup, just really something that takes you on an emotional journey and teaches you about our pathology. I would love it. That would be a circumstance that I could see myself directing. And then I'd have to deal with actor egos. But I just pray about that.
Regina, you know I love your movie, and I think the chemistry between your cast is just insane. When I watch them talk to each other and bounce off each other, it's like that hotel room is gonna catch on fire. So can you please tell me and everyone a little bit about how you cast, and then how do you know when you are listening to them in the audition process and you just know like that's the one? Like how does that work? Tell me, please.
Chloé, Mrs. Zhao. Thank you for asking me a question. First of all, just love that I'm getting a question from you. That kind of makes my heart giggle. You know, I can't say that it's a particular thing the same thing all the time. I think for this particular film, I was looking for actors that just naturally had a command presence, because the men that they were going to be portraying have commanding presences. Is that how you would say it? They have a commanding presence. And I was just looking for, like, I was not conscious of the fact that they were auditioning for Malcolm or Jim or Sam or Cassius, but that they just naturally inhabited a space that felt like a true embodiment of who they were going to be portraying. And each of them had moments where that command presence came through, and it didn't feel like I was watching or listening to someone acting.
All right, Chloe, what has been the most gratifying part of your film reaching a broad audience and getting this recognition?
One thing lately that I heard that made me really happy was in South Dakota, a place I love very much. The people at the tourism department has said, oh, this is gonna help draw a lot of people to come to our state and visit. That made me really happy.
My second question is, how are you balancing this whole awards campaigning and preparing to play Michelle Obama? How are you doing it?
Okay, Regina, you picked the hardest question. How have I been preparing for my next role, which is Michelle Obama? I have no idea who talked me into that, but they should be given an Oscar for that. I have to just find moments of intensive work, whatever time I can put into it. And then I have to exercise some grace and let it go and hope that that's enough time and enough energy. And then you gotta just say no to a lot of things. You have to exercise that power of no. You can't do it all.